Hello, welcome back to the Growth Table Co., where we help you lead yourself first so that you can lead others better. Today, we're talking about something powerful that is really underlooked in society, something that doesn't get nearly enough credit when it comes to health and leadership, and that's surrender. So, this is part of our series, Overcoming Burnout. We've talked about the importance of surrender and the signs, symptoms, and signals of burnout, overwhelm, and stress. And so those are heavy. And today we're going to talk about the benefits of surrender, the health benefits. So we're going to go through again the mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual benefits, just a couple, just to quickly give you an idea of the direction that it will take you. All right. And surrender, remember, it is not giving up or quitting. It is giving up the amount of tight control that is causing you to shut down, right? So we're going to give over the control and we're going to gain or give trust. We're going to build our trust in others and in God and in ourselves to go. We have to trust ourselves, right? To overcome having such a tight grip. And yeah, so let's dive in right away. Grab your coffee or tea. I've already had my coffee and tea. No, I've already had my tea. Never mind. But this is something I'd like to quickly share because we have the growth table and I'm a plant mama. And when we just recently moved. And a month ago, in the transition from one house to the other, one of my oldest resident palm trees, this guy came off the top of it, and I was really sad. I got moved around in my Jeep, and so I popped him in some water, put him in a really good window space, and a month later, we have roots. So I get to replant him, and there's so many analogies from this. So it's really great to have new life in a new season. And palm trees are one of my favorite tree because it's resilience, right? So Psalm 92:12 says, "The righteous man will flourish like the palm tree, and he will grow like a cedar in Lebanon." So we're going to dive right in to some of the benefits in all of these categories, okay? So remember, surrendering is kind of just stopping, being still, and praying, and being able to start there, okay? So if you know how to surrender, then do it because we could, even in a situation, sometimes we can't. I'm not asking you to take a long time to stop everything in your life, right? There's a lot going on and we have to keep moving. We wake up every day and we have to keep going. And so we need to be able to make better decisions and let go. So, yes, you do need to stop and pray and be still and get clarity so that you can make decisions. But sometimes we just need to act as well and make faster decisions, especially as a leader, right? So, mental health benefits is when you surrender mentally, you're letting go of obsessive thinking, rumination, perfectionism, people pleasing, and overthinking, right? So, our minds are cluttered. We're not making the best decisions. We're starting to forget things. Remember the effects, right? And the symptoms of mental burnout. And the health benefit of surrendering is we begin to experience mental clarity. So we're starting to take layers off and see and feel that there's room to think, right? And we can have a conversation with someone, pray, we can dump it out, we can write it in a journal, which is what I love to do, all of those things. And then you start to clear your mind. Then another one is to sleep better. So the mental health benefit of surrendering is being able to sleep better, especially when we can't do everything about everything when it's time to go to bed. So we need to take care of our minds and our brains with sleep. Then we can also reduce anxiety by surrendering our thoughts and overthinking, right? Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." And we're not made to carry everything. That's why Jesus' yoke is light and he tells us to hand it over, right? Because it has his hand ours over, surrender, and his yoke is light. And so we would be able to walk a little lighter. And this is going to create space for peace. Number 2, physical health benefits. Stress affects our body, tight muscles, fatigue, high blood pressure, and our immune issues. I personally have done a lot of work in the last couple of years on myself, and now I am coaching these tools and these really great mind-blowing ways that really dig down and pull the weeds of our life out from the root. And one of those tools is to really understand the signals, the body signals of when you're triggered or you're feeling anxiety or stressed, overwhelm and burnout. We have physical indicators. And so I noticed I get maybe a tight chest, or I tighten my muscles, and sometimes my calf muscles hurt because not because I was doing physical activity, walking, cycling, or whatever, or working out. It's because I was actually tightening my body when I'm upset about something, or when I don't have control over something and it's not working out my way, right? Then we can tighten our muscles. And I'm just being real with you because this is everybody. We're human. All right. Surrender activates your body's rest and repair state. So, good news. The health benefits of surrender in a stressful situation is that our breath slows down, we can relax our bodies, and our hormones stabilize. So, we can have some good hormone releases instead of raising the bad ones like cortisol to overload. And so all of these are the physical things in our machine that we are going to be able to take control of and regulate for our better health in stress, during a trigger, during something that we don't have control over, right? And that we want to make better decisions for. I will repeat the same scripture as last time is Matthew 11:28. "Come to me, all you who labor, who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And these are physical things like we are working, we are moving, we are dealing with people. If you're a leader, if you're a parent or a boss or someone in management, or when you're leading a team, we also have leaders too. We're also working for God and we're followers as well, right? And come to me, all you who are weary and heavy burden, and God is here for you. Okay. And our bodies respond to surrender and stop striving, stop trying to get everything done all at once, and thinking about everything all at once. We need to have a better system, right? Emotional health benefits. Okay. Emotional surrender helps you move from fear to trust. So emotions, just like our body, right, to stress, emotional responses are also simply indicators. Okay. So don't ever let anyone tell you that you aren't, you're not enough or you're too much, right? We are created to have these emotional responses that are real to us. They're true. They're real. Emotions are indicators of responses of conditioning from when we were born until now, of how we are made to respond to situations. And the benefit of surrender is you release shame and guilt. You stop controlling outcomes and people, and you regain emotional regulation. So, something I've 100% in my personality had to do is learn how to stop people pleasing. And then realizing, okay, I can't control all the outcomes for everyone to always be happy and always be okay. And is everyone okay? And fixing everybody, okay? Like I had to give that up. And now, every time I did that for everyone else and people pleasing and controlling outcomes and wanting people to change, which I do for the better, but like changes the whole point, right? So we want to guide and point to tools and doing the right thing for better decision making. But we are abandoning ourselves. And that's something that I will always be sharing with you about, like learning how to really understand yourself. So we're talking about emotion and taking the responsibility for how you're feeling and regulating, understanding what's going on, and taking ownership that I am the one who needs to be calm and understand, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel this way? What do I have control to do in this situation? Is this 100% true? Is this person, does this person really mean what they said? The celebration today is the health benefits, and I have definitely overcome some of these things and it is so freeing. So I'm happy to share that with you. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will care for you. He will sustain you. Psalm 55:22. Cast your cares. So casting is like casting fishing rod is, you sometimes you can just drop it right where you are in the lake, in the water. But casting is like throwing it as far as you can. So throw your cares on God and he can take it. When we feel that no one else can bear this load that we have, he is greater. Spiritual health benefits. Spiritual surrender deepens your intimacy with God. So remember, we're in a place of burnout or anxiety or overwhelm or stress, and we're going to feel like, oh, we're failing everybody, and we're not going to, whatever, all the negative stuff. Oh, I'm not going to get this done, and this is overdue, and why can't I do this, and why isn't this working? And there's uncertainty here. Why isn't this happening? And, oh, what's God going to think if I can't do anything myself? He wants you to want him. He wants you to come to him. He wants you to abide in him. So that leads me to my first point. You stop performing and you start abiding. You discern his voice more clearly, right? And you walk in peace, even in chaos. Okay. You walk in peace, even in chaos. That is so cool because I think I've even thought of where I want to see myself, or how do I see myself, and or how do I want to be in my character. And I have thought, I'll share this with you, is when you go into, or when I go into a room, or when I show up somewhere, I want to be seen as the light of God. This is what I want, is that no matter where, I'm able to have that perfect peace of God, no matter what's going on. So in a crowded room when I'm by myself, in my own chaotic thoughts, right? That we need that peace. And that's such a beautiful thing and a beautiful imagery to just be able to be around and just have this peaceful energy, right? True spiritual health begins when we surrender our will to God's. So here's the invitation. Where do you need to surrender? Is it in relationships, your schedule, your finances, your health issues, and your identity, right? Where do you need to surrender? So, surrender is where healing begins. And I would love for you to think about that, journal it, drop a comment below of where you think you need to surrender, and I can pray for you. And let me know one thing that you're surrendering today. Please remember to subscribe and share this episode with someone who you think might need it. And so happy to share all of this with you. And I'm Natasha Rome. This is the Growth Table. Come to the table from where you are, just as you are, and I'll see you in the next one.